Ladies and gentlemen, boys and MBs, welcome back to Warzone for Season 5, and it looks like feudal Japan. It's World War II guns, everything is busted. There's a supermarket in Urzikstan. It is ridiculous. Really, it's just rewashed content from the start to the end. The skin that I'm wearing is actually just a reroll of the skin they put onto one of the characters from Modern Warfare 2 with a color redesign. I'm gonna go ahead and show you that real quick before we get into the gun builds. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, this skin right here looks extremely familiar to the skin that I started this video with. I don't know, you tell me. I think they're just reusing assets at this point to get through until the drop of Black Ops 6. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Over 90% of my viewers are not subscribed. I've got a whole lot of bangers for you here today, and I'm gonna link a video above where I dropped a video on my guesses for Season 5, and almost all of them were correct. We did get a new suppressor and a new foregrip that are absolutely incredible, but on that note, let's get into it and check out that video afterwards. Alright, and don't worry about the other classes down below because they're all named incorrect. I haven't changed those since Season 2, but I did want to go over our perk package real quick because for Season 5, you want Mountaineer, Sleight of Hand, Quick Fix, and then Flex. High Alert can be used on a sniper class. It is pretty clutch, but you do not want to use Tempered because number one, there's a vest for it. Number two, when you put the first plate in, you instantly have full health, so go with Quick Fix. It will save your life 9 times out of 10. I'm using thermies. Thermies are just good. Throwing knives are another option, and then smoke grenades are OP, so go with those. This is what I like to call the tiny mustache loadout, so let's get into it. Alright, so they didn't touch the Kar 98, so it is still absolutely at the top of the meta. We all know this. It's going to be everywhere on Urzikstan and Rebirth, as always. So for this one, we're going to go ahead and start with the Selenium 792 suppressor instead of the Sonic suppressor, because the Selenium 792 gives us a ton of stability. It only costs us 4 meters of one-shot range. We're then going to go to the long barrel that I'm not even going to try to pronounce to get our range and velocity up. High grain, same reason. Extend Intless AS7 has the best sight picture of the optics we can put on this gun, in my opinion. Has a visible laser, but it'll also allow you to hit incredible hip shots or quick scopes with this gun. Then the tactical sling for even more stability and to remove almost all of the flinch. The Kar 98 is still absolutely top tier for the snipers, but it's not the best one. I've got the best snipers saved for later in this video. And then there is an SMG, quote unquote, that is better than the Saperi right now, and that is our brand new AR in the STG 44, and that's because no one makes a gun like Kalashnikov. This is going to be used as sniper support, or you can run a double AR with this on Rebirth Island or even on Big Map. This thing is absurd with this loadout. It has a 200 millisecond ADS speed, and it has SMG sprint to fire speeds. This build starts the brand new Quartermaster suppressor, which is going to give you an absurd amount of recoil control. It's going to hurt your ADS just a little bit, and that's why we're going to use the factory short barrel. This barrel does not hurt our range whatsoever. It adds a tiny bit of recoil, but it gives us a bunch of movement, aim down sight, and sprint to fire. The paracord grip to take out all horizontal recoil from this gun, up our movement speeds, our aim down sight, and our sprint to fire. We're then going to use the 40 round mag because the 50 just really isn't needed. If you want it, slap it on. But with this build, I would stick to the 40. Then of course, no stock to maximize movement and match speeds with the Saperi, with the Horus, any other gun in the SMG category. You will absolutely slap everyone with this gun, and it fries up close. It's the fastest TTK in the close range outside of the Horus and the Swarm. However, it is also the best of mid-long range option in the game, much like the Saperi was last season. They put a new gun in, they break it. We all know this now. So here is the long range build for the STG 44. We're going to stick with the Quartermaster suppressor for all of that recoil control. We've still got an incredible velocity of about 1100 meters per second. We're going to use the Heinrichter C70 long barrel to maximize our stability, velocity, and range. Paracord for our foregrip. This is going to take all horizontal out once again. Movement goes up, ADS and sprint to fire go up. We have the 40 round mag on. Here you can use the 50 if you would like. And then the AOK 4x RQ9 Recon optic, because this gun has literally 0 recoil, and this optic will allow you to fry people at 200-300 meters. It is insane how busted this gun is. And then I'm personally pairing that with the new gun because the new guns are always the best guns. I've had a lot of fun with this loadout today. These two guns are absolutely silly, and this build is absolutely the best SMG build if you're going to run a real SMG. And you're going to be seeing a lot of that Quartermaster suppressor today because it is just busted. It's like the Jack BFB was when it came out, except you're also suppressed. The Quartermaster suppressor is going to be nerfed. So use these builds until it gets that, and then probably swap over to what we were using before, but we'll see when that happens. So with the Quartermaster, we're then going to use the Auger 840 light barrel, and this is going to give us a bunch of movement speed, ADS, sprint to fire, and it's not really going to hurt our range. We're going to use the DR6 hand stop to up our movement, ADS, sprint to fire as well. Same for the Spry 34 light stock, and then we're going to throw a hollow point in this gun because there is no high grain option. With this hollow point, it's going to give them a fake flinch look on screen. It looks the same as overpressured. However, it's going to slow movement, so it's going to make them miss shots by trying to overcorrect, and it's going to make it to where no one can get away from you. This gun zooms, and you're going to absolutely fry with it. Like I said, no one can get away from you. The static HV is absolutely incredible, and I was super excited for this one, and I was not let down. Next up, we got a gun that I've wanted to be good since it was put in the game, and that is the TAC Eradicator. This got a huge buff in the patch, and it is absolutely S tier meta now. It was not very good before the patch because it just had a lot of recoil. Now it is so easy to use, once again because of new attachments, but it also got a buff overall. And once again with this build, we're going to start with a Quartermaster suppressor for all of that recoil control. We're then going to add the Conquer 70 long barrel to give us an 1100 meter per second bullet velocity, paracord grip to remove all horizontal recoil, up our movement, sprint, and aim down sight speeds, high grain to push range velo. Then we're going to use the KR Mortis precision optic or optic of your choice. The TAC Eradicator is going to be a gun that a lot of people start using probably halfway through the season when they get bored. Jump on early and be one of the people absolutely frying. This thing is good up close and it's good at extreme ranges, especially at extreme ranges. And they didn't really nerf the Saperi much. I mean, they nerfed its movement speed, but they didn't nerf any of the damage profile. So the Saperi is still S tier meta. So let's go over the updated build. And the update on this build is essentially we're throwing the Quartermaster suppressor on it instead of using the Zem compensator because it's just better. So Quartermaster suppressor is going to give us all of our recoil control here, though the Rescue 9 is going to give us even more. The Rescue 9 is primarily there for movement speed. We're then going to throw in the Phantom Grip for ADS and sprint to fire. 40 round mag, the largest we've got. We all know that. DR6 hand stop to bring movement up even higher. This thing now has officially zero recoil whatsoever. It is absolutely top 3 still, and they're not going to change that. For some reason, the Saperi 46 is going to be meta when this game ends. And then, all right, I'm going to break down my personal favorite gun, and I just can't quit this thing. The Sig Spear, or as the BAS-B as it's known in this game, is always a great gun. It may not be the best gun, but it is in the top of the meta at all times. This build is just better now because, once again, broken attachments make broken guns. However, with this one, we're actually going to start with the Spirit Fire Suppressor to up our range, velo, and get a little bit of that recoil control. Ruin Venom Long Barrel for stability, velo, and range. Paracord Grip to remove all of the horizontal recoil here. 45 round mag is our largest option. Then I have the SZ SR07 optic on because this does the same thing as the Jack Glassless with all of the firing aim stability, but it's a 2x optic instead of a 1x. If you haven't used the SZ SR07, give it a shot because it's a beautiful optic and it is just incredible. And then I'm pairing that with another gun that I just cannot quit in the Ram 9. Unlike the Ram 7, the Ram 9 is still absolutely incredible and at the top of the meta. This build's only changed with, I believe, two attachments from the build I gave you last season. It did not get touched. It is still frying, and it has a very respectable range of about 25 meters. Once again, Quartermaster Suppressor is going to start us out, and we're going to use the Armistice Light Barrel to up all of our movements, ADS, etc. DR6 hand stop, same reason, and the Motion Tac Pad for exactly the same reasons. This thing is flying around the map at the same speed as the Saperi. The Quartermaster makes it to where it only has a slight pull to the left. Other than that, it is beautiful. 50 round mag absolutely lets you dump an entire quad if you need to. And then, all right, we're deeper in the video, so let's talk about the actual best sniper in the game right now. And I know I've got the FJX Imperium on screen, and you probably think I'm nuts if you're new here, but the FJX Imperium is a one-shot sniper with 1300 meters per second bullet velocity, and we do have the official range. It's 167 meters. So with that, we're going to build this thing out with the Sonic Suppressor to push our velo, and we'll get some range out of it, but that's not a big deal. We're going to use the high velocity ammo to maximize our velocity. We do not want the long barrel because it makes it take 7 business days to aim down sight, but with the high velo, we'll lose a small amount of range. Again, 167 meters is perfectly fine. We're actually going to use the VLK 7 milliwatt laser for a ton of stability, but also aim down sight and sprint to fire. We use the Rib 400 for even more stability and a little bit of recoil control so we can center up for our second shot to follow up if it is needed. FJX Blast, once again so we can follow up shot when needed faster. The FGX Imperium is absolutely incredible. No one is using it because I don't know why people can't read stats. You can literally look right here and it tells you it does 480 damage to the head. Once you get out to that 160 meter range, you're going to be doing about 310 to the head, but there's only 300 health on a player, so absolutely clap people all day. This thing is incredible. And then I'm pairing that with the striker, and we've changed our striker build a lot this season. When you get new attachments, it typically shakes things up. All of the recoil control that we get from that suppressor allow us to go stockless. Let's break it down. So with the striker and the quartermaster suppressor, this gun already had no recoil. So when you add the quartermaster, it allows you to throw the no stock on and make this thing absolutely fly. The striker elite long barrel, we are going to gain a little bit of recoil control, but we're going to push our range and our velo to make this a proper sniper support. DR6 hand stop does what it always does, and then 48 round mag is enough even in quads, but if you want to use the 60, have at it. I'm not your mom. Do what you want to do. The striker is absolutely incredible. It has been for a long time. We all know that by now, but this build will surprise you. It is absurd now. All right, I'm including this one because I absolutely love this gun, and it is back in the meta, though it is not as good as a lot of the other guns that I have listed here. This will win you games and it will absolutely fry. However, you have a slower bullet velocity than some of the other guns and a little bit more visual shake. This is one for if you want a challenge or you're bored, it is still very easy to use. So with this M4, we're going to start with the Spirit Fire Suppressor to push our range and velo, a little bit of that recoil control, you know the deal. High grain ammo to push our range, velo, and it is going to hurt our recoil a little bit. Nobody cares. Paracord grip takes away all of that horizontal back and forth, making this gun absolutely butter. KR Mortis Precision is my choice of optic. Use the one you like, and then finish off with a 60 round mag for a very respectable AR to take fights to about 130 meters. This is Bay for Rebirth Island in my book. And then this is literally my Modern Warfare 2 loadout because it's just, the Vast Dev is incredible now. This is one of the top 5 best SMGs right now. Crazy that they brought a Modern Warfare 2 gun to the top, but like I said at the beginning, Kalashnikov knows how to build guns. Once again, we're going to start with that Quartermaster Suppressor for the same reasons. We're going to have the DR6 hand stop for the same reasons, up our movement, up our ADS and sprint to fire. Stockless, same as the DR6, upping all of those stats. Demo X2 grip, ADS, sprint to fire, and 45 round mag is our best option. This thing is incredible. No one is using it, and I don't know why. This will absolutely slap anything that is not the Saperi or the Horus in the SMG category, or the Static HP. It's new. I almost forgot it was there. Point being, Vast Dev, I would say, is the 4th best SMG in the game right now. Another gun getting a buff this season yet again is the MCW, and I have included it as a long-range option because we all know the build with a 300 black Jack Raven kit, but this thing is absolutely in the top of the meta in mid to long range now. They just keep pushing this gun, making it better. Once again, we're going to swap over to the Spirit Fire Suppressor to push our range and velo on this gun. We're going to use the 16.5-inch Cyclone barrel for range, velo, stability. We're going to throw on the paracord grip so there's no horizontal recoil. 60 round drum, largest we've got. And then I'm using the KR Inless LSJ3. This ups my aim down sight speed, gives me more stability, and it has a great reticle at a 3x zoom. Use the optic you like, but the LSJ3 is wonderful. The MCW is absolutely frying now. And then, hey, I got one more Modern Warfare 2 gun to show you. I think there aren't any more, but the Vel 46 is another gun that got a huge buff, and this thing is absolutely at the top of its game, both for sniper support and for an SMG. I'm including it here as an SMG because I'm having a lot of fun with it. With the Vel 46, we're actually going to stick with the Zem compensator because we don't need a whole lot of recoil control in this thing. It literally has none, and going to no stock just feels weird on this gun. DR6 hand stop to up movement, aim down sight, all that jazz. 50 round mag, more than enough. Don't go to the 60. It's a Modern Warfare 2 gun and it will destroy it. Schlager soldier grip to up our ADS and sprint, and the LM precision stock to give us a bunch of stability to take fights to about 40 meters with this thing. I am not kidding. The Vel 46 or MP7 is absolutely incredible, and I would say the 5th best SMG in the game currently. Another gun they keep buffing patch after patch, and it is just absolutely frying now, is the MTZ 556. So let's just talk about it. It's a very similar build. I'm going to give you 2 options here. You'll understand why. All right, so we're going to start again with the Spirit Fire Suppressor to up velo range and recoil control, and you can either use the Drifter or the Clinch Pro barrel. With the Clinch Pro, you get more stability, more velo. However, with the Drifter, you do get a little bit more recoil control as well as a little bit more range instead of velocity. I use the Endless CAS 14 here for a 2x zoom, a little bit aim down sight and stability, and then 50 drum is your largest option. As always, use the optic of your choice. MTZ 556 is definitely top tier meta. It's not as good as the STG, but it's not in the battle pass. And then just like we had to update a lot of our other guns, we have to update the Horus, and it's a very small change from what we had last season. The FJX Horus is definitely the most aggressive SMG in the game, and I would say it is number 2 behind the Static HV, because the Static HV is able to be almost as aggressive and has a huge range on it. But for the Horus, we're going to start with the Quartermaster Suppressor and then add the Ruse 90 Light Barrel, mainly to put that actual Quartermaster Suppressor on, but it's also going to up our ADS, sprint to fire, and our movement, and barely hurt our range. Ripper Light Stock to up all of our movement. OP SMG foregrip, same reason, movement. And then I have the 60 round drum on because I was in quads. I would say use the 60 for trios and quads, the 48 for solos and duos. The FJX Horus is still absolutely incredible. We all know it. Let's move on. Hey, I found another Modern Warfare 2 gun that is S tier meta and one of the top 5 options in the long range category outside of snipers. That is the TAC V. The TAC V got a huge buff when it was already frying everyone. They want people to use the TAC V, but no one has found it yet, so they're gonna buff it until it's found. The TAC V is incredible. Trust me, it absolutely fries. And with this build, we're gonna use the Spirit Fire Suppressor for our range, velo, and just a little bit of recoil control as always. Paracord, because it takes away all that horizontal, adds ADS and sprint to fire. High velo, not high grain, because we want to push more velocity into this gun. Trust me, it matters. That little bit of range loss is not a big deal on this gun. 50 round drum, largest option. Then I'm going old school here with the AMOP V4. However, you can run the optic of your choice, or you can drop the optic and run the irons, because this thing has incredible irons, and throw the long barrel on for maximum velocity. In that case, I would use the high grain with the irons and the long barrel. However, without using the long barrel, high velocity is the way. AMOP feels great on this. Any optic probably feels great. This is just my choice. TAC V, absolutely wonderful. All right, boys, I figured I'd throw it into this video because it did change a lot with the patch. The FJX Horus with the aftermarket part is wonderful for sniper support and behind an AR. It does everything. It's much like the Saperi and the Static HV. You just have to use the aftermarket part. And with this build, as always, it feels, start with the Quartermaster Suppressor to take away any recoil that the gun does have, which is not much until you add the no stock, which we are using no stock here. Low 9, rear grip to bring ADS, sprint to fire up even more. The DR6 hand stop to up movement, ADS, sprint to fire. This thing is incredible. You're gonna fly all over the map, which it was slow last season. With this suppressor, you're able to stack movement attachments, making it even better. This has no recoil and it's a no stock. It's a no-brainer. FJX Horus, absolutely incredible. And then, all right, I'm sure this looks absolutely insane to you, but hear me out. We're not using this for long range. We're using this as an SMG, and it absolutely fries. You will just dump on Saperis up close. This thing got a huge buff in the patch, and it absolutely fried before that. Full auto here, no burst. Just pull the trigger and let it go burn. Quartermaster Suppressor, as always, for the same reasons as the rest of the video. Warpig, a short barrel to up our ADS, movement, sprint to fire. DR6 hand stop, same reason. No stock, once again, same reason. Then we're using the 45 round mag because it's a hyper aggression build. We're running it like an SMG, and that 45 round mag is more than enough. The SVA 545 is absolutely worth using as sniper support or as an SMG up close. This thing is absolutely incredible like this. However, we can also use it as a DMR almost with its burst fire at longer ranges, because with the buff, they push the ranges even further, and this gun has no recoil. We're gonna use a Spirit Fire Suppressor with the precision barrel to push range and velo and get just a little bit of recoil control there and a bunch of stability. AOK RQ9 Recon, because this optic has no glint and it's a 4x, allowing you to absolutely clap those heads at longer ranges. Smooth Fire Sniper Stock to give us all of the stability we could ever want so that both bullets hit the exact same spot every time you pull the trigger. 60 round mag here because we want to be able to send as many rounds downrange as fast as we possibly can. SVA is still top of the meta. It's not going anywhere. And then, all right, y'all, I just ran through everything I have in my loadouts right now, even giving you a little bit extra. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you're still here, because you definitely like the content, and check out the video listed in the description because there's even more builds there for meta guns for this season. But until next time, leave me alone and like the video.